Hello guys, here is a Hunter baseball fan. Let's go ahead and show you guys the informations, or I'm going to read them off to you. It's a Type 2, made in China. Modcat is 21841-380. Rated for 120 volts, 60 hertz, 1.48 amps, or 178 watts. That is a baloney reading. And the date is the 12th week of 2006. So this fan is 20 years old as of the time of this taping. I'm getting old. Fun fact, in my lifetime, this ceiling fan was still sold in the stores new. This ceiling fan here was one of Hunter's longer running ceiling fans. I think they started in production around 1995 and they discontinued sometime, I think 2014 or 2015. In 2015, this I think was still in some low stores, but it might have been older stock. I don't know. 2015, it was 11 years ago, and I was only 7 years old in 2015, so I can't exactly remember. But I think around that era is when this fan got discontinued. I got this fan for $12.50 at a Restore, and I'm really happy with this purchase. This fan was originally priced at $50, which was way too much for a ceiling fan for me, so... I was on in one of the sales days at the Restore, so I just was like, you know what, I'm going to buy this because for green tags, they have a new system. For green tags, it's 75% off, so I was able to get a pretty significant discount on this fan, which I'm really happy about because this fan is one of the more nostalgic ceiling fans that Lowe's had. And this fan here, in the mid-2010s when this was still in production, I think it was $89.97, which that's data from 2013, and I remember that. So I think that inflates to about $125 in today's buying power. So, I mean, $89 for a ceiling fan, that's a pretty good bargain nowadays. But back in 2013, it really wasn't. So, Hunter in 2006, I think, is when this was made. I think that was the point of when a lot of products got really cheap. So, there are some cheaper elements to this fan versus like the Beacon Hill or the Bayport, the Summer Breeze, or the Passport, all the other models that Hunter had in the 90s. But this, I mean, I think is still pretty good quality. I mean, Hunter right now is certainly much worse than this. So, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the fan. Here's the light. I'm using a 100 watt incandescent bulb. Here's low speed. I'm going to get a piece of paper out here so I can keep track of the CFM ratings. I decided I'm going to make 7.1 the area of this fan. Now, 7.1, how I got that number is, this is a 44-inch ceiling fan. So we're going to do, the way we do it is radius squared times pi. So this is a 44-inch ceiling fan, so we're going to divide 44 by 2, which is going to be 22. And then we're going to convert it into feet. So we're going to take 22 divided by 12, which is about 1.8 if we round to the nearest tenth. We're going to take 1.8 squared, then times it by pi. That number is going to be 10.2. And minus 10.2, we're going to do 3.1 because we're going to do a 12-inch circle here of no air movement. So that's automatically going to be 3.1 because that's how much pi is. The reason why we get that is 1 squared is 1, and we just times it by 3.1. So it's 3.1. So 10.2 minus 3.1, that's 7.1. And we're going to see feet per minute. We're going to go with about 98. So pretty slow low for air movement. So 7.1 times 98 is 696. So barely anything. I think this is a pretty good low speed for speed here. You don't want a gale by any means, but you want a little bit of air movement for low. And power consumption is 7 watts and 0.15 amps. So the power factor is pretty abysmal here. Here we go to medium. Take another feet per minute measurement. Okay, we're gonna go with about we're gonna go with 216. 216 times 7.1 is going to be 1,534 CFM. Power consumption is 16 watts and 0.23 amps. So pretty bad power factor for medium as well. Did this just break? Oh no, we still have some chain left. Okay. Here's high. Wait a minute, that didn't even change the speeds. Alright, there we go. Now it's on high. Alright. Alright, another feet per minute. We're gonna go with about we're gonna go with 433. Okay, 433 times 7.1, 3,074 CFM. So our power information is 49 watts and 0.4 amps. So power factor is significantly better. And 3,000 CFM, I don't think that's anything too bad for a 44-inch fan. For Hunter, I would expect something a little bit better, but you also have to account for the fact that this is a pretty big circle of air movement we're taking out. This baseball glove definitely blocks some air, so that's probably what's interfering with the CFM a lot. 433, that's actually a pretty respectable feet per minute measurement. So I don't think this fan is terrible by any means. And I'm gonna reverse it. Not gonna take too long because my storage on my phone is pretty limited. But I'll show you guys how it works. Here it is. I'm going to switch it back to forwards and end of the video because you just saw it for a brief moment in reverse. And now off. Well, there you have it, my 44-inch Hunter baseball ceiling fan. Thank you. Have a nice day.